Streamlabs decided to be Streamlabs again.
For me, it seems like it might be a memory leak or something.
Octavio really is old school.
So here's how we deal with portrait vaults in this game. Yeah, the code to the safe is hidden somewhere in the portrait. First off, you'll notice this is a painting of a very stylized one of Jean Bisson's lumber camps. And you can see 479 hidden in the silhouettes of the buildings there. As well as 479 over there, which I just noticed, actually, for the first time. So, let's input our code. 479. And that gets us our first set of blueprints. Ta-da!
Strong work. We're still.
Oh wait, hold on. Potato, let me share to Discord again, my bad. Are we live now, by the way?
Yeah, you're live, don't worry.
Great, okay. See, the problem with Streamlabs is, yeah, it's not the most reliable, but it's also so convenient to have basically all of your stream-related functions in one suite of software.
Yeah. That is a problem.
Like, if regular OBS was half as user-friendly as Streamlabs, I would never use the latter.
Yeah, I used to use OBS, and then I switched to this, and now kind of hard to switch back.
Even though its integrity is much worse, right? Like, I remember never having a problem with regular OBS.
Oh yeah, almost never.
But in part, that could in part be because the software is so simple, relatively speaking. Alright, time to talk our way into another coffee house.
Tell me the daytime password.
Yeah, here it is.
Alto, alto, bass, bass, right?
Alto, alto, bass,
Yep.
bass.
I somehow still remember that all these years later.
You're here. Mom was making spaghetti tonight and I'm starving. I'm gonna eat like 3, no 4 plates of food.
I guess that you really like a cooking.
Mommy, I want to be buried in her sauce. It's a heaven.
Yeah, something's probably wrong with that guard. Alright. Time for Bentley to sneak in and do his thing.
Said he wanted to be buried in his mom's pasta sauce.
Yeah. That's strange.
The dialogue in this game is also probably the best out of the original trilogy. The comedy is, at the very least.
I guess they got better with it.
Of course, of course.
You know, I just can't get it out of my head. Have you ever had pasta sauce that tasty?
Sly's still going on about the guard who wanted to be buried in his mother's pasta sauce.
Good. Are we like missing out on the whole universe of flavors here?
Which, to be clear, is very strange.
I mean, it depends how good the pasta sauce is.
That's more or less what Sly just said, I believe. I mean, my grandmother could make some damn fine pasta, but I really think I would avoid having it anywhere but in the vicinity of my mouth if I could. Alright, here we have a portrait of Miss Ruby's swamp from the first game. And we can see our code written right down here, or painted on one of the lily pads. 968. Let's plug that sucker in. MC says had pasta today. Oh, right on. You know what I had for the first time yesterday? Takoyaki.
Alright, 2 out of 3. Almost there, partner.
What was that?
Famous, beloved Japanese street snack food. Essentially, very heavily seasoned fried octopus balls.
Oh,
They are very, very good.
I didn't even know that octopi had balls. That's very informative.
It's like a dumpling, more or less. It's very good.
Italian restaurant around
I
here.
know, I'm joking.
I know.
Sauce.
For the sake of the audience, if they didn't know. Ipsy said it was really, really nice. Mm-hmm.
You're
I
right.
bet. Like, oh, haven't had pasta in a
And
while.
we're done.
And since I'm trying to be a little healthier, I probably shouldn't.
And
But
then we eat.
I would not turn it down if somebody happened to bring, like, a takeout tray full to me. Just saying.
But how nice was it, MC? Would you be buried in it? Was it that nice?
Oh, no, MC says talking about the takoyaki. I got you.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really solid. There is an authentic Japanese restaurant I think I've mentioned before that relocated to my city after its original storefront tragically burned down in the capital. And that opened its doors in the new location like, oh god, a month and a half before the pandemic broke out. So I never had the opportunity to go until yesterday, where I was able to attend with one of my friends, and oh my god, it's incredible. Really, really good stuff. I had yakiniku, which is like a ginger and maybe their version could have had curry as well, like marinated steak, sliced very thin. So good. Clip says pasta is awesome. Yeah. And MC says white sauce pasta is nice, but not spectacular, but only because I have pasta off it. All depends on the sauce, right? Like, if you get a really, really rich garlicky Alfredo, that can be top-notch.
Password.
Maybe put some mushrooms in there. Yeah. Alto, alto, bass, bass.
Alto, alto, bass, bass.
Yep.
Yeah, you know the code, but what's my nickname? There's only one Tony B on the payroll, and I'm famous in the family.
I'm a new, just got called in from Roma.
They know me in Rome. I'm practically the mayor of organized crime in Rome. You telling me you never heard my nickname there?
My cell phones are going off. I should take this call. Could be the boss.
Yeah, okay.
Talk to some of the other guards in the area and see if any of them know Tony.
Hey, you! What was last night's password?
Transmitting password.
Alto, tenor, tenor, alto.
Sorry about that.
Okay, you're legit.
Hey, you know Tony B's nickname?
Tony B. That cannoli, he's what's it called? A egomaniac. I don't know nothing about him. Don't want.
So since we know the password, we can't enter the coffee house until we hear we learn an egotistical guard's nickname and use it to compliment him. Because of course. Pad, 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 pad. I love, like, the soft slapping sound of Sly's ridiculously long shoes on the concrete as he attempts to walk in this style.
You there? What's the midnight password?
Midnight password. Alright, let's do it. Alto, bass, alto, alto.
Alto, bass, alto, alto.
Okay. Yep, that's the password. Sometimes I forget them, you know.
You and me are both pal. Hey, you know what the Tony B's nickname is?
I love that all of Octavio's guards apparently challenge each other with passwords constantly.
Tony, the killer bee. What an idiot.
I couldn't agree more.
There's
Nice
a
job
fuck
getting
all
the
to do,
nickname.
Fuck
You're
else.
really
Oh,
fitting in with
yeah.
these monsters, Sly.
Nothing else to do.
Maybe you should switch teams. Get an
Probably
apartment
nobody's
with
even
the
trying to
killer
rob
bee.
him except Sly.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We are apparently the only real thieves in this entire universe.
That's probably why only one person works for Interpol.
Right.
Carnivale password.
Here's the password, Sly.
Tenor, bass, tenor, tenor.
Sorry about that.
So, Big Shot, what's my nickname?
Oh, come on. Everyone's heard of Tony the Killer Bee. You're the terror of
Sly's
every
Italian
player
accent is
from
hilariously
here to
terrible.
Sicily.
Ha ha ha, real funny. Least I'm not on guard duty during Carnival. Who's got the last laugh now, tough guy? Me, that's who.
Alright. Time for Bentley to grab our last set of tar
I'm out of here.
tar pump blueprints. And then it's almost time for our operation to bring down Octavio and hopefully recruit the Murray once
Real
again.
skill with this art decryption, Bentley. It always
This
takes
time we got
a while
lasers
to
and
figure those things
spotlights.
out. You're just flying through them.
And she says Killer Bee is a Naruto reference, I bet? What? Back then? I'm not sure. I think it could just be a simple play on words. Oh, and now here we have the Streets of Prague from Chapter 5 of Sly 2. And if you'll notice, on the right-hand side of the painting, we see our passcode, 113. Ding! And there we go, job's a good one.
Get out of there. It must
Except we just raised the alarm. Never mind. Time to get the hell out. After collecting a few more coins from the potted plants and the like first, of course. Oh, look at Sly taking down Killer Bee in one shot.
Agree. We've got the blueprints to the
Now we just have to run like hell.
done.
As Bentley. Oh, you win some, you lose some. Fortunately,
Gotta get out of here.
Bentley's 360-degree radius attack, even though it's got a fairly short range, enables us to take guards out pretty easily, or at least knock them off their feet. Clip says, of course, another friend of mine is a Garchomp main, so I'm switching to Charizard. Oh, alright. I would imagine Charizard's a very big, tanky character.
Safe house.
It says Alolan Ninetales, or Alolan Ninetales if we need some more support. Slightly off topic, but I absolutely adore the design of Alolan Ninetales. Or really all of the regional variant Pokemon that I've seen. They are fun, usually very creative takes on established designs. Good stuff. Okay, so we've got one more mission, but hold on. I'm going to grab a drink and put on a load of laundry, so give me about 3 minutes. I know I usually do chores during the stream, mainly to help me get things done during the day. So give me just a minute, I'll be back with you in probably 3 or 4 minutes. Alright, and we're back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Whew. Time for the last preparatory mission in Chapter 1, Turf War, which is something special, and I'm actually quite sad that Seth isn't here to see this one, because I think she'd really enjoy it.
She'll have to watch the one.
Really quickly, let's just pick this guard's pocket. Upgrades can get a little expensive in this game, even though coin's much easier to come by. Because we have to take out Octavio's Air Force, which is comprised of flashlight guards and these extremely unsafe-looking hover chairs.
Too close for comfort. You gotta move.
So we're gonna recruit a little bit of help to take them down.
Now to get those mercenary agents.
Dig this. Oh, guys, I love this.
We don't need no more stupid dogs in Venezia.
I might not be a real cop, but I've got feelings, pal. And you just hurt them.
You talking to me, fruitcake? Cause I don't need a date.
Eat missile, punk.
This was a good plan, Bentley.
So now we've got the Slavic guerrilla mercenaries fighting Octavio's flashlight guards.
With her 8-guard
But
fire, there's a 93% chance
we really did this to get Carmelita to join the fight.
to take out the entire Vincenetti gang.
Devious.
Inspector Fox, I'm glad to see you. This Vincenetti, you've given me all I can handle.
Stand your ground, soldier. We'll take them together.
And you know what this means? Yep, we get to play as Carmelita in this game. And, no joke, she's the second strongest playable character in the entire series. Like, she is stronger blow for blow than Murray. Much stronger, actually. Yes. Remember that shock pistol that could kill just about anything in one shot? Yeah, she's still got that, in addition to a roundhouse kick, a toggleable, strafe mode that emphasizes her, her shock pistol, and a practically Herculean leap that can be performed by holding down the circle button. Carmelita is not a character we get to control often, but she is fucking amazing. And we get to demonstrate this by bringing down the entire Vincenetti, air squadron in this mission. Observe. But now they're attacking, guards, or, mercenaries in various points in the city. So what we've got to do is make our way over as quickly as we can to our allies. Carmelita can't climb conventionally, but she does have that really badass leap that she can use to reach most rooftops with relative ease. Absolutely nothing can stop this woman. And it's great, after having her character built up so much over the first two games, to actually be able to step behind the badge and control her for a bit in this game. I do wish we got to play as the additional playable characters, aside from the main three, a bit more in this title. We don't get to play as any of them very much, but they're always a good time when we are given control. Unlike, say, Spyro's friends in the third installment of that series. Oh, and Carmelita also has more health than Murray. These missions are usually just a straight-up power fantasy. I love it. I love it. Oh, and even though the Vincenetti drones are pretty durable, regular guards, including flashlight guards, go down in one shot. Carmelita can't sprint, but that's not really a big deal, seeing as how her default run cycle is pretty fast. Alright, let's do this thing. One last wave. Just dodge the bolts and any dynamite bundles that the Vincennetti managed to toss. This is a very simple tutorial mission for Carmelita's playstyle. One more, is this it? Looks like it. Yep, there we go. And Carmelita has wiped out an entire branch of the Mafia.
Good work.
Setting the stage for us to finally bring down Octavio and stop his plan to sink most of Venice. And of course, all the new playable characters get their own unique mission end slates. Okay, time for the operation.
Well, Octavio's comeback opera recital just a few hours away. We're all set up for the main event. Get ready for Operation Tar Be Gone. Our objective, get Murray back on the team. Sly, you'll start things off by using your disguise to sneak into the opera house. Make your way down to the pump room and let me in through the side entrance. Thanks to the blueprints we stole, I now know just where to bomb to cripple the machinery. Then we'll go for Octavio's detonation switch. I'm sure you'd agree that we just can't leave a weapon that powerful in the hands of such a madman. So I'll distract the old monster with an opera duel. He's sure not
That is easily the best part of the forthcoming operation.
Meanwhile, you'll cut the lines to the chandelier and drop it on his head. I'll swipe the switch and we'll all find Murray. By then, the black water is sure to be running clear, and he'll be free to come with us.
So yes, while Sly performs various acts of espionage, Bentley is going to be keeping Octavio occupied by engaging him in an opera duel. This is a playable segment of the next stage.
Oh, you play the opera duel?
Yes, you do. It's a simple rhythm minigame, and it's incredible. So just get ready for that. Something you'll also appreciate, or at least I certainly do, is that operations, the big grand finales, the heists to conclude each chapter in this game, are much, much longer and more involved than their counterparts from Sly 2, really feeling like something properly climactic every single time. And they usually involve, if not playing as, interacting with or seeing actions taken by every member of the gang, which can include a pretty diverse roster and a pretty sizable roster by the end of the game. So okay, Tar Be Gone. Let's do it!
This is it. Octavio is due to arrive for the opera recital in just a few minutes.
We did a good job taking out the advertising. No one's shown up to listen. No audience means no demolition demonstration.
True, but to finish the job, we'll need to take out the main tar vacuum. Use your disguise to gain entry to the opera house. Then head down to the pump room and let me in through the side door.
No problem, signore.
Yep, so we're going to use our disguise one more time to just stroll right on into the opera house and find our way down to the Don's pump room so we can let Bentley in to detonate what remains of his equipment.
Ferris wheel password, quickly.
As I expected. Here you go.
Soprano, alto, alto, soprano.
Soprano, alto, alto, soprano.
Yep. Don't be long inside. The boss's opera recital is about to start.
Stay in disguise here or the operation's a bust.
Okay, we've got someone to ban really quickly. Give me just a moment, friends. Hold on, let me see. Sorry about that, friends. Now, we could walk around past each of these guards and offer them each a password, but that would take time. So instead, we're just going to platform straight through the fountain, and to the guard blocking the way to the pump room.
Fade password.
Kid stuff. Here it is.
Bass, 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 soprano.
Soprano?
Yep. This recital is gonna be a drag. Between you and me, I hate opera.
Yeah, so not even the Don's own men want to go see him perform. That's a shame. Just try to not cross anybody's field of vision. Oh, but look, it's one of these gates, and we don't have anybody to help us through, except Don Octavio.
You! I don't recognize you. What's the secret soprano password?
Sending password now.
Tenor, bass, tenor, tenor.
Okay. Pass a word to the rest of the guys that under no circumstances am I to be disturbed during my big comeback recital.
Yes, sir. I'm certainly looking forward to the performance. Once I'm done in the pump room, I'll be headed out to the stage. If it isn't too much trouble, would you help me?
Yeah, so we're going to talk Octavio into helping us past his own security.
For a fellow musical lover, it would be a pleasure. On a 3. 1, 2, 3.
It is when a master
Be quick in
Yes,
there.
of course.
Don't want to miss out.
An expert grifter. Thank you, Don Octavio. Now all we have to do is go let Bentley in, so that he can do what he does best. Potato, that was also the strangest, message we got spammed with, wasn't it?
Nice to see you, pal.
I don't think that's common.
No, I'm pretty sure that was just a troll.
Quickly while the recital is getting underway.
I hope there's not a bot doing that.
The vacuum should start to lose suction.
Look, if those bombs attract any guards, let me do the fighting. You just focus on taking out the tar pipes. We need to stay on schedule.
Alright, so all Bentley has to do is bomb each of these tar pumps, I want to say 3 times, to destroy them. Now, of course, we're also going to sound an alarm very quickly once we do.
Might take some more bombs.
Alrighty. So we've got to be kind of careful. Oops! Also be careful of our own bombs, because, they can hurt. And these constantly rotating bits of machinery that we really don't want to platform along, but probably will have to, can make things a bit trickier to accomplish here. Oh, this pump still ain't down. Hold on. I think once you see the flame emanating from a pool of tar, that pump is down. Okay, let's use one of our tossable bombs. There we go. Oh! And tossing a regular trigger bomb actually does not drain any of Bentley's energy. That's really cool. Hold on. Boop, boop. There we go. Hold on, one more. There we go. Guards, as you can see, actually aren't a major threat here. They're just kind of an annoyance. So with that, Octavio's tar pumps are completely out of commission, and it's time for Bentley to distract the Don. This is one you definitely want the audio up for. I'm not entirely sure why Bentley is the one who's going to be singing opera. I guess Sly has to sever the cords holding the chandelier overhead so that they can assassinate Octavio with it, but...
Think he'll really let you on stage with him?
Of course, he's a musician. He'll be overjoyed to have a lyrical counterpoint. Just be ready to drop the chandelier when I've lured him underneath.
Ah, Mr. Tomato Fertilizer. You got a death wish.
I couldn't resist showing you up at what you treasure most. Opera singing.
You're a vocalist. Fine. A duet is coming up. We'll sing it first, and then I'll gut you.
Bring it on, Grandpa. I'll sing you under the table.
Yep, so it's time for Bentley to sing. This is one of my favorite sequences in the series, in terms of just sheer comic charm. Enjoy! I'm not going to commentate over this. Oh, just keep an eye on Sly in the background, by the way.
Hey,
Welcome back.
I do say I saw that chat message, and that's the most brilliant thing that I've seen in a while. Okay, I am listening again.
Oh, alright, goodbye.
You wanna see my meats long?
You missed playable Carmelita.
Ah.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello?
What the hell am I looking at?
Just hold on, we're almost done.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to break your concentration.
Oh no, it's not concentration, just the audio here is amazing.
Be quiet.
Oh, we went cross-eyed for a second there. And that's how we attempt to lure the local mob boss into an assassination attempt. Unfortunately, it failed. Okay, now that the best musical sequence in the series is over, hope you all enjoyed. Time to begin Octavio's boss battle proper.
I just walked into this and I have so many questions.
Welcome, Exit. So in order to assassinate the local mob boss who had been pumping tar out from the foundations of prominent Venetian buildings so he could sink them on command, we attempted to assassinate him in the midst of his major comeback opera recital by dropping a chandelier on his head while our tech expert distracted him in an operatic duel. It failed, and now we're chasing him down the canals as he lays mines and laser turrets behind him. This is a great boss battle, by the way.
Yeah, that's not helping my big amount of questions. But yeah, I'll just sit back and watch.
Oh, wait.
This is gonna be good.
Hold on. This is not what's supposed to be going on. The game appears to be frozen in this. We're not getting any dialogue or anything like that. That's not great.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, so we're probably gonna have to restart the game.
No!
Oh, it's no big deal. It happens. Since we're streaming it, it's effectively an emulation. That'll be fine. Luna says, what happened with Carmelita? She debuted as a playable character. We get to play as her a few different times in Sly 3, and she's actually more powerful pound for pound than Murray is. More health, more damage, really, really incredible, satisfying playstyle. MC says, outslide. How are you doing today, Exit?
I am doing great. I had a bit of a nap, and now I'm back fresh and ready for the stream.
Lovely. Glad to hear it, man. Did you catch any of Potato's stream earlier?
Yeah, I was at the start, and then I left around, what was it, 6? And then Seth took over.
It was a good one though. Apparently, with a lot of progress, I gather.
Yeah. Well, at least what I've seen, he did very well on Honesty and Smog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third try, and he got it.
Fifth, he said, but still, all the same, like, that's...
Yeah, not many, anyway.
And then
we went over to the tower of... What's it called again?
The tower... the asylum?
Yeah, from Anolondo, the doors that you open... well, he got the... so he got the Lord Vessel.
Right.
Got the Lord Vessel in the Firelink, whatever it was. And then we went back to Anorlando to the door we couldn't get into.
Oh, the Duke's Archives.
Yeah, Duke's Archives. And I told him, no, don't do Duke's Archives just yet. You're not that powerful. So we turned around and then we went down to the catacombs. And we got bitten.
I've returned, but I have to take Beppo for a walk, so 5 more
Welcome
minutes.
back again. All right.
That was useless, Seth. I am back, but now I'm going again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got knocked down, but I got up again.
We're just waiting on the damn game to load again after it glitched out.
Oh, wait, let me read this wonderful comment. I got a massive meat stick. Wanna see some creamy pics of me and my slong? If that's your type of party, sexy boy, I wanna plug up your man pussy.
What the fuck?
It's the first and only time I've taken direct moderating action on my chat.
Yeah, let's get rid of that one.
Yeah, I was like, did you like, did he think, like, like usually girls get that kind of treatment.
Had to be a
I was
troll,
really confused.
right?
Yeah. All right, be right back.
All right. Welcome back, Potato. It's the revolving panel. Great. MC says, yeah, Seats Library, and also quite the happening while I was making tea. Yeah, no. Hopefully, at the very least, we get the Opera Duel again. But the game, since it's being streamed, since it's being emulated with the PS Now service, it just kind of had a glitch out at the start of Octavio's boss battle, which is a shame, but, you know, with these kinds of services, this does happen. The fact that it's only happened once across 3 games, that's actually pretty good.
Could be worse, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be Stadia.
Yeah. No, Stadia works pretty well these days.
These days? It only took them like 2 years.
Shut up. Shut up, Brady. Oh wait, this is your stream. I can't tell you to shut up.
Oh, but you told me to shut up on my stream.
Yeah, because you're a potato. It's part of your gimmick. It's what people love about you. People can say, "Shut up, potato."
You're somehow the most like talented out of all of us, Potato, and yet you get told to shut up the most. Okay. So we have to restart the entire mission, which is a bit of a drag, but we will get to see that lovely rhythm segment again. Oh, and of course pick a pocket on the way, because why not? Eclipse says with a name like that, definite troll. Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, I don't think well, I've never been solicited. Certainly don't think I've ever been solicited like that. MC says shut up, Potato.
Damn it, people.
Let the man live.
Why are you
We let him live as long as he shuts up. Oh man.
Why must you hurt me like this?
Why must you treat me this way?
So it is a shame we didn't get to tackle that boss fight straight away, because it's actually one of the stronger fights in this game. And honestly, probably the hardest major boss fight, if I'm being honest. No, second hardest.
Second hardest.
And this is at the very beginning of the game. This is the end of chapter 1 of 6.
Alright.
Alright, here we have Sly going to be doing his best Italian accent to impersonate one of the guards. And hopefully not fall into the canals.
Halt! Ferris wheel password. Quickly.
Got it. Here it is.
Sorry, I won't have too much to say in the way of commentary as we make our way back through the first half.
Don't be long inside. The boss's opera recital is about to start.
Clip says, I wonder if that ever works for people. What, telling Potato to shut up? No.
No.
Probably not, no.
NC says, hey, I said good fucking job when Potato got through Smo and Ornstein. That's 1 week of being mean repaid. Well, to be fair, Potato did require surprisingly few attempts at that fight his first time around. Like I know it was like 20 some odd total, but that's not a very high body count for those two.
I'd say more like 30.
But it was, did you say it was 5?
5 today. Today.
Yeah, I thought it was less though. I thought it was like 3 or 4.
No, I think it was my 5th try, or it was my 4th try and I died once to ads. but I think I ended the stream at 44 the first time we were trying them, and I think I got to them at around 15. And I did like maybe 7 deaths that were just not them.
Yeah, so MC counted, I think, probably 43 total deaths since you encountered them for the first time, but I will say, MC, a good number of those were due to other enemies or environmental elements. It's probably somewhere in the low to mid-30s, I would imagine.
Yes, sir. I'm certainly looking forward to the performance.
It's good stuff, though. That's still, believe it or not, that's still really good.
We have questions. Yeah, we went into Guinevere, and I told him to hit her because she's obviously fake.
Right.
We couldn't.
With what exactly?
A sword.
Oh yeah, you can't. You have to deal range damage to her. There's no way up the stairs that lead to her salon.
Does it work though when you have a great sword? Because I can remember that I just hit her with my big ass fucking sword.
Probably the AoE of your impact was able to like clip into her weird hitbox, I would imagine. Let me see. Eclipse says, no, trying to solicit people by popping randomly into a Twitch stream. Yeah, that's weird. Eclipse says, I won't tell y'all how many attempts my first SNO fight took. They might kill me. Oh no, you gotta share now, man.
Yeah, now you do. Now they have to do it. What is all this hoo-ha about soliciting? I've missed something here.
No, just before you dropped in, there was a user you could probably see in the Streamlabs chat I banned that just dropped in and wrote that ridiculous comment that Seth recited. And that I responded to with an immediate ban.
Too bad I can't see it anymore.
Oh, I'm sure Seth will be happy to recite it for you again.
I want to have it screenshotted and we'll post it in a meme channel.
It was obviously a troll, though, for the record. It was not somebody I'd ever seen here on any of our streams before.
Must have been funny.
Just gotta blow the pumps again, and then it's opera time. There we go. Only thing that might make this a little finicky beyond the platforms is that Bentley naturally has a little bit of, I guess the best term for it is aim assist on his bombs, and he will naturally turn to face the nearest enemy, usually, when using any of his combat abilities. So you kind of have to deliberately steer him away from the guards and into the pumps. MC says you could see the message in mod view. Alright, oh, Eclipse says 3 attempts. Oh, righteous, man. That's really good.
Good.
Be proud of that,
job.
yeah.
What build, though?
I was about to say, like, good job on a condition.
He'll be overjoyed to have a lyrical counterpoint. Just be ready to drop the chandelier when I've lured him underneath.
Okay, time for the opera again. Much better than Conker's opera, of course. Mainly because this one doesn't follow several terrible attempts at being edgy that really just come off as mean-spirited and hateful. This isn't a genuinely charming game. Bentley's also just terribly, terribly poor at singing in this style until the tail end.
Bring it on, Grandpa. I'll sing you under the table.
So yes, exit by following MC's instructions there. You can see the message if you're so inclined.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. It's fucking brilliant. That was funny.
Just out of nowhere, like, no, hey, how you doing? No, I love this game, just BAM!
Hit him with the meat stick. Like a pro.
Clip says, what's the condition? No, we were asking what build. What build?
Yeah, what build, man?
We're super proud of you and think that's awesome. On the condition of your build.
Was it the dex build? Was it the magic? Was it the sorcery build? Was strength build?
Was it the quality build? I know Eclipse generally really likes running quality builds. Which are a lot of fun.
And Dex, right?
Yeah. And I honestly would argue a quality build is probably the best way to learn a new Souls-like's builds and mechanics. I love the dramatic camera angles used for this alone as well.
That turtle's got spikes.
Kind of. I mean, he sounds awful, but yes, he's hanging in there. In the next chapter, the mission I've been, like, eagerly looking forward to for the entire playthrough series comes up. The one where the guys get drunk and destroy a bar.
Oh, I can't remember what build it was. It was ages ago. He says it's probably quality.
There you go. Regardless, man, anyway, like, jokes aside, really proud of you. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Congrats on not having to suffer through that.
Yeah, it took a lot longer.
Same here. I was really proud that I managed to kill them on my first attempt during my stream playthrough, though. By complete accident, as well. I got chased into the boss door by an invader.
Never ever freeze.
I'll drive.
MC2 says this minigame makes him want to play Patapon again.
Oh, yeah. Those games are really hard, but a lot of fun, and they've got a beautiful art style.
I need immediate pickup.
Eclipse says... Oh, go ahead, Exit.
I was going to say, I think I played this a lot of... I played Patapon a lot on DS. There was this other
PSP.
rhythm game on DS. Oh, PSP, sorry. But I had one of those rhythm games on DS as well. I can't remember the name, but it was always also with the rhythm and using your DS stick to tap on things. On
Rhythm Heaven?
I think it was Rhythm Heaven, yeah.
It's either...
I think it was pretty neat.
Either Rhythm Heaven or maybe Elite Beat Agents?
I also played Elite Beat Agents, yes.
It's very good.
I think, yeah. But not as good as Rhythm Heaven.
No.
The whole cartoony style just made me giggle a lot.
All we gotta do here is blow apart Octavio's gondola while dodging his mines and laser turrets. Nice and simple, but a solid start to the boss battle. Really quickly, hold on. Eclipse says, I know in subsequent attempts I just ripped him apart with Koilag's Fury Sword, but I honestly don't remember what I used in the first attempt. I know that build morphed into an Abyss Greatsword quality build, but obviously that wasn't available yet. Good build, all the same.
I never had a boss weapon when I played Dark Souls.
I think I got a couple of them just as, like, trophies in the late game, but never, like, used them.
Yeah, I talked to Potato about this as well. So there's one boss Souls game, a boss Souls weapon that you might want to get, and that's the Scythe of Priscilla.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty awesome dex weapon right there.
Oh, did you guys kill her?
No. I was just discussing it.
Okay.
If we were discussing boss weapons and the way to get boss weapons, because we were a little bit... we thought the Lord Vessel was also used for making boss weapons. We're a bunch of idiots. Anyway...
That's Souls 3.
What's this whole Wii thing? You're the only one about that.
How many deaths did you get on... No.
It's over, Octavio.
Anyway, shut up, Potato. I was telling a story. Anyway, we were talking about boss weapons. Yeah, the Scythe would be interesting. It does have a really weird weapon art and weapon handling.
Yeah.
Something he's pretty used to because of Bloodborne and the fucking whip.
That's true. And it has the life hunt ability, which is really cool.
Yes. Oh, MC2 says if you kill Priscilla, Brady will unfriend you.
There's like one boss in every Souls game I like persistently spare. I've never fought her. I've never fought the benevolent ancient dragon in Dark Souls 2. And Dark Souls 3 I think I end up killing everybody because all the bosses are mandatory, more or less. Like there's none you can engage with peacefully. Okay, so Octavio, despite being like in his 70s, is lightning fast and just beat the shit out of Bentley. So, This is going to convince Murray to abandon the ways of peace and become the Murray once again.
You're right to be scared, Hippo. Your wheelchair friend should have been so smart.
He looks like some children's cartoon, some American children's cartoon. What is it called?
That does it!
Come on, Brady, you're the resident American. What is it?
I don't
A
recall.
purple dragon!
Oh! Yeah,
Barney?
maybe.
Barney. Was it Barney?
Oh, Murray, you mean? Murray looks like Barney?
Yeah!
Oh, Barney was live action, man. And horrifying, for the record.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I said children's cartoon. I meant children's program.
So, this fight works pretty interestingly. Octavio, as aforementioned, is way too fast for us normally, so we have to run over these tar spouts around the arena, or the arenas. We'll end up chasing him all across Venice, and get him stuck in just long enough for us to land some licks. Now, he's still going to be able to do, like, some flip kicks and other maneuvers while afflicted by the tar, or affected by the tar. But Murray will at the very least be able to land some punches, which is all that really matters.
You know what I was asking, is Murder Ray back?
He is! Yes, he is. He's doing what he does best, and beating the hell out of a very elderly, very sad former opera singer.
Murray, these pumps are out of tar. I saw some more valves over by the cops.
Come on, connection, don't fail me now.
Oh, no.
No, this happens sometimes when it just blinks. There we go. So now we have to run from Octavio at full power to another set of tar pumps. Let's see, Eclipse says, I killed everyone once. I immediately destroyed that playthrough as if it never happened. Just had to get the achievements or trophies, right?
I should do.
MC says, Murdy is back, yes.
But I am not holding back no longer. Listen to the song of your...
The reason I say this fight's kind of difficult is compared to other bosses in the title, that is. That's a great brag, Murray. Octavio deals a remarkable amount of damage if he does hit while he isn't all gummed up. And can damage us with the sound of his own voice, which is, unpleasant.
Oh my god.
What? Those thunder flops?
Yep.
Just land right on his head.
Moving to the next tar valve.
But he can also dodge attacks and land on us when he's not bogged down. So, there we go. This ought to do it. Oof. There's also a relatively short telegraph for his vocal attack, so you gotta be wary of that. He should be down, though. Yep, there he goes.
MC2 says, you know what could be after the Sly series, the Beyond Good and Evil game.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. I'll put it on the list, but Psychonauts 2 is coming out probably around the time we'll be done with Sly 4. So, just something to be aware of. Since I will be...
It's a really good game. It is a really good game.
Oh, yeah, no, I had it when I was a kid. It's great. So I definitely want to play that, and thank you for the suggestion, MC. Maybe after Psychonauts 2. Also, just a little notice to everyone, I will be out of town and unavailable virtually all of next week, as I'm going back to stay with my parents for a week and relax while I work on a draft of the first chapter of my thesis. Just get away from as many distractions as I can. I'll be back thereafter, though.
Fair enough.
Carmelita's nose.
So, Murray has rejoined the gang and Octavio's gone down, so time to get the hell out of Venice.
Behind bars for what he did to Venice. I guess Italians don't like it when you sink their landmarks. Ironically, he found success as a singer while in jail. After all, most of his old fan base was already in the thing. But the big score here was bringing our old pal back into the gang. Once he put on those gloves and that mask, he was clear.
There we go.
Most of all him. That
The Murray is back. Doing what he does best.
Murder.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody murder.
Now, for our next stop, however, we're going to be going all the way around the world.
So when do we get to Amsterdam?
That's chapter 3. Next up is Rumble Down Under. We're going to be visiting the Outback to recruit Murray's Aboriginal religion instructor.
As you do, yeah.
An indigenous Australian called simply the Guru, whose playstyle is very unique. Let's dive right on in.
At first, it seemed just like old times.
I appreciate how even in video games, you very rarely see a realistic depiction of somebody playing video games.
Just wasn't in it.
I want to know why Murray has 4 buttons, but the other 2 have 2.
Oh, he's cheating. He's using a turbo controller, obviously.
Returning to the gang.
Yeah, that's it.
We knew we needed to help him out.
So we're off to Australia, so Murray can
We packed up our things, whipped up some
resolve things with his instructor.
Australian outback. Along the way, Murray told us story after story about his teacher's amazing abilities. Apparently, this guru of his was capable of fantastic feats. He used the dream time to blend perfectly into his surroundings, and even gain mental control over the weak-minded. If even half the stories were true, then this was a guy I just
I think I came back just in time.
Yes, welcome to Chapter 2. Okay.
Nice.
Welcome back.
grow its ranks for a chance to get inside the Cooper Vault. And this guru, this outback...
We're heading to the Outback to recruit Murray's instructor, his master, the Guru.
However, when we finally arrived in the outback, it was a shock to find that things had changed. And the guru was nowhere to be seen.
Luna asks, he's evil, right? No, no, no! He's a playable character. He's the next member of the gang, and he's actually quite a lot of fun to play as. Our antagonists here are a group of miners who have started just really rampantly destroying the sacred ground that the Guru lives and trained Murray on. Including a couple actually pretty notable Australian landmarks. So, welcome to Yendumu. And to this mining camp that's going to serve as our base of operations for Chapter 2. Again, relatively simple, earthy color palette with a lot of coarse industrial technology, but I do really like the layout here as well. This is probably the most natural environment we'll explore, not just in this title, but maybe any, aside from Ms. Ruby Swamp in the first game, and Jean Bisson's logging camps in the second. We know how to play as Murray. We know how to play as Murray. You never forget. It's like riding a bicycle or like punching somebody full on in the face. You never forget. Oh, but goodness gracious, we have scores of new moves available to us. Yikes. So, Bentley gets his Adrenaline Burst and Health Extractor, neither of which are super useful. Ditto for Murray's Berserker Charge, but now Sly gets some interesting ones. Special, attacks that he can perform, and the Knockout Dive. So how about we go for the Knockout Dive again, and the Push Attack, and we can get enough coin to purchase some other upgrades later on. As usual, we have to start things off with Sly. And our coins here bear the image of some kind of mask. Doesn't really seem all that relevant to the aesthetics of the Outback, but you'll see its relevance later on. So our guards here are whip and shotgun-toting dingoes and kangaroos, because of course. Just wait and make sure we can pick some pockets, because again, I was not aware we were going to need as much coin as we apparently do, so just bear with me. There is no, at least at this point, there is no big, distinct, personality-laden villain we're going to be fighting in this chapter, making it the only chapter in the entire franchise where that is not the case.
Hey Brady, guess what I'm doing?
What are you doing, Seth?
Writing an angry letter.
To whom?
you all of my neighbors. It seems that quite a lot of the neighbors from upstairs keep dropping cigarette shit on my balcony. And last time they even dropped it on my friend's head.
Oh, yikes.
So now I'm like writing, can you please be careful? And like, I even went full on like angry, being like, if you don't be careful, I'm gonna call the property management and stuff like that. And then my friend like took the letter and rephrased it so it doesn't seem like I want to kill them.
So is this...
Jesus. Calm down, Karen.
This seems like a common thing around your complex, though, right? Like, all of you guys are just constantly writing very angry letters to each other, so shouldn't be a big deal.
I mean, yeah, the thing is... Yeah, the people above me are kids, you know, those 20-year-olds with a lot of Axe deodorant, so, like, I'm assuming it's them, but...
Sure.
Anyways, I'm gonna glue this outside now.
Good for you.
The war is on.
Oh god, if I had half the neighbors you do, those folks with the dogs would have been gone months ago.
I mean, I have trouble with my neighbors sometimes. I just go up there, knock on their doors, and talk to them. So me and my wife, we were sitting in the house, and all of a sudden, the whole floor was flooded.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so there was water coming out of the shower, there was water coming out of the toilet, and the whole floor was wet, and it took me a long time to get it cleaned again. I have to, in fact, the hallway floor is completely ruined. It has to be replaced.
So what, did you go upstairs just like, what did you do?
No. I first had somebody come over and remove the clock. And when he did, he said, yeah, I know what this is. And he said, what is it? Well, it's one of those baby wipe stuff. You know, where you clean your baby's butt with.
Yeah.
That, and we found a toothbrush. So I only have 2 people living above me. So it was one of the 2. And one of them is a very shy guy who lives by himself. And the other one is just moved in, a couple with 2 kids. So it was pretty obvious which of the 2. So I just went upstairs. I said, is this your toothbrush?
just so I understand this and the audience understands correctly, somebody flushed a toothbrush down the toilet.
Yes. And the baby wipes all got clogged into it, and then it was completely clogged. And we had a bit of a wet floor over here.
Amazing. My issue is that I don't really know which of the neighbors upstairs is doing that, because, you know, ash can kind of fly and land on the furniture, but yeah, it can be either one's directly above me or the one above them, so...
But like you said,
because
where there is axe, there is malice, usually.
And the thing is that, yeah, all of the balconies above me are in buildings, so like lodges. So I cannot see who is doing that.
Okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
So they're just flinging it over the balcony, and then it lands on
your... exactly, yeah.
Somebody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I would go upstairs and talk to them, of course, but...
Yeah. You would. Armed to the teeth.
Oh no, I would definitely, like, I'm not even, you know, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
I love that all the kangaroo guards are carrying around little Joeys with bicycle helmets in their pouches. Come on.
Come back here, I'm not done looting you yet.
That's right. No, there we go. That's the good stuff. MC says, Seth, murder hobo till the end.
Oh yeah. You make my garden dirty, I kill your family.
Oh, and real quick, there's the bar. Oh, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Something really cool if you like a really thick Croatian accent go, this is how we do in Croatian mafia families.
Unfortunately, I have quite a lot of Croatian neighbors, so I don't think that would actually work.
You know the most incredible thing, guys, now that we're talking about neighbors? I've not heard the dogs in like a couple weeks.
Hold on.
You think they killed them?
There we go.
No.
Knock on wood. I had to knock on wood for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I knocked as well.
Let's see. Hey, Ali Mikado, welcome to the stream. Good evening, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. What's up?
Oh.
Brady, what did you do? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Brady?
No, I think...
to call animal rescue?
Because I've seen a few different people, or my family have, like, in that apartment, and at least one of them was, like, a professional athlete, right? Like, traveling the world. That level. It's entirely possible it's just a place, like a unit owned by their team or organization where people stay when they're in town. And with the pandemic, somebody could have just been more or less grounded here for an extended period of time, you know what I mean? That's what I think is going on.
You did not eat the dog?
No.
Not today.
I did eat some octopus last night, that was great. But no.
Fried calamari.
Oh, no, takoyaki.
Ooh.
For the first time, really good.
You went hardcore on that one.
I was tempted to get, like, grilled unagi as my entree, but decided that'll be for next time. So we're going to be scouting around for the guru to see if he's still here.
I'm looking forward to meeting
This translates to running a few pretty simple platforming courses.
Awesome.
I do appreciate that despite living in the middle of nowhere and having a very ascetic lifestyle, the guru manages to keep the branding up around all of his homes.
That's pretty important if you want to keep your followers.
Oh yeah, of course. Which, at this point, comprise just Murray. All we gotta do is just run our way across these hooks and branches. There we go. But alas, he is not here.
Sorry, pal. This cave's empty.
Love how Murray takes up, like, the entire view screen of the Binocucom.
He doesn't really hang out there on account of the smell.
The smell?
It's a long story. I had to apologize up and down for like a month before he'd speak to me again.
What did you do?
The unspeakable, Sly. The unspeakable.
Thanks for speaking of it. I'm headed for the hut.
Again, the comic writing here is probably the best it's been in the entire trilogy. It's really, really strong for a game like this. Now we have to make our way up to the Guru's hut, which he doesn't inhabit often because apparently Murray did something that's caused it to stink for about a year. Come on. There we go. Oh, wow. That guard sure could survive a pretty hefty fall, couldn't he? You know what? I think the minimum height at which guards instantly die from steep falls is increased a bit for Sly 3. Normally, if you knocked an enemy off even a low roof in Sly 2, they would instantly be down for the count, but that is not the case here. Even though a lot of rooftops and elevated perches are a little bit lower to the ground than their equivalents in the second game would be. Alright, you remember how to use wall hooks. We learned about these near the tail end of Sly 2. There we go. So just a hut and a whole bunch of liquor. Wow. Alright.
Sorry, Murray. Nobody's home. And by the looks of it, I'd say the guru was fighting someone or something off here. I'm starting to think the miners might have got to him.
You might be right. They'd come in and be all angry and yelling, and he'd be all peaceful, and they'd just get ticked. Then he'd try to find a middle way, and they'd just go crazy and smash everything up, and then haul him off.
Where do you think they might have taken him?
So yes, the miners have captured the guru,
Maybe we should get Bentley.
in part just to evict him so they can mine through all of this rock, this sacred rock.
Layout of the miners' camp, I'd venture a guess that they use that area with a high fence as a makeshift stockade.
Looks like there might be a way up using that cliff below. Shouldn't be a problem.
Just keep an eye out for that gyrocopter. I'm positive it's what gave away the Guru's position.
Good tip. Thanks, pal.
Alright, so all we have to do is, even though Bentley said avoid the gyrocopter, it's no big deal. I believe if we pass immediately under it, they'll drop bombs, just like, I think, was it Rajan's in the second game? And, those are quite easy to dodge. The miners have a lot of very cool-looking set pieces, but not exactly the most robust defenses in the world, as you would imagine a civilian, materials concern would be. There we go, we'll take that bronze ring. That makes us approximately half as good as Sonic.
At least until you lose it.
True. Well, actually, we sell it immediately for 27 gold coins, so I mean, I guess that means that Sonic's currency has somehow aged better and carries more market value than Mario's? It's just a crazy thought.
Wrong.
No. Speaking of, apparently there's going to be a new Sonic game at some point soon, right?
Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
He's come asking to be released from his...
Please, God, let it be decent at the very least.
Yeah,
Let it be playable.
That's what I get with every Sonic game that they announce. Like, oh, please let it be good. And then it's not good. Oh.
Well, a lot of them recently have been pretty solid. There was Colors, Generations, Sonic Mania.
Generations wasn't that good.
It was okay, though. It was playable. I got it for like $30 or something like that, and I felt like it was probably worth about that much.
Alright.
Sonic Lost World was pretty good as well.
Nah, I didn't like it.
But it was also a Wii U title, so yeah. So we met the Guru, and he speaks in a completely unintelligible dialect, like we are never given subtitles for him. Because characters just magically understand what he's saying.
Only then will the Dreamtime spirits be appeased, and the Guru will be free to use his powers. Sly must have impressed him in their conversation, because now he is requesting that Murray and I meet with him individually. Something about judging our spiritual centers. I've discovered a passage through one of the miners' caves that should make getting up to the Guru less difficult. He also mentioned that the miners had foolishly unearthed the Mask of Dark Earth. I guess it was his job to guard the thing, and now that it's out, bad things are sure to follow. Sounds like mumbo-jumbo to me, but we've encountered some unexplainable phenomena over the years, so I'm not gonna rule it out.
Yeah, so that Mask of Dark Earth that the miners managed to unleash, that is the closest thing to an antagonist we have for this chapter. It's also the artifact depicted on the area's coins. So, let's have a look-see. Can we afford a new upgrade? And are any of these really worth purchasing? Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Sly and Bentley have Sly and Murray, sorry, have some work to do. Let's see what jobs are available. Dark Caves and Spelunking. Is that it for the time being? Okay, so each of these missions is going to see one of our characters explore some of the caverns that the miners have been excavating. So get ready for what's practically a Kingdoms of Amalur throwback. We're going to be spending a lot of time in the caves. Exit, did you ever play Amalur?
Yep, I did. Finished it. It was good fun.
Yeah. Definitely not a game to, like, marathon through, as I learned when I tried to stream it, but good. It's as close to, like, a true single-player game designed in the vein of and with the tropes of an MMO that I've ever played. Like a pretty good MMO, to be fair. But the caves, God, the caves.
Like, wow.
That game also caused a great deal of economic upset for an entire state, believe it or not. Because, when former pro baseball players decide that, hey, I'm gonna be a game dev now, and also spend an exorbitant amount of money hiring the best and brightest from around the industry to make my first game, hey, state of Rhode Island, why don't you give me a ton of funding? You should probably say no. Just say it. It's going to be very hard to reach ROI on something that expensive. And Kurt Schilling has never been involved in video game development since. All the better, really. Let's get on over to
I guess.
Sly's spelunking mission. Everybody else who worked on the game were great, though. Like, as you said, the art designers, the scenario designers, all the folks he hired were top-notch.
Well, like, the music in the game was very good, but the problem is it wasn't memorable.
And there wasn't quite enough of it, enough diverse tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think that, you know, the people that been working on that are very quality people,
yes.
but they were missing direction.
Well, not just that, but they ended up creating a pretty solid game, but at a ridiculously great cost. Because all of those guys were the very best of the best, right?
Yeah. You know that meme, you became the greatest, but what did it cost? Everything.
Yeah. Well, me, nothing. The state of Rhode Island, millions. So we have to make our way up there by running along this cable, I suspect. Sorry, friends, I got just a little too accustomed to using the paraglider to go everywhere in the last entry. God, the paraglider was so good. I miss the paraglider.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be getting it back, no worries. It just takes a little time.
No worries.
Oh, well that would just make us all sad now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
After capturing the guru, the Thingos confiscated his magic walking stick.
Oh, and for any of our friends who are not already participating, please feel free to join our Discord if you are so inclined. You can connect with all of us, all of the voices you're hearing on stream currently, at virtually all hours, as well as a diverse and lively community of positive video game and general nerdery enthusiasts. We got folks from all around the world participating, so there'll always be someone to chat with. And if you want to hear more of these voices, I'm joined presently on commentary by Seth the Overwitch.
Pikachu!
Is Potato with us?
He's with us in spirit.
Comrade Potato's with us in spirit, but not on the mic. But the three of us...
He's not dead, don't worry.
Sometimes featuring special guests, do host a podcast, which you can catch at the following link. Or on Spotify, iTunes, or Apple... No, iTunes is Apple Podcasts. Google Podcasts is the one, I'm sorry. We release episodes bi-monthly and tend to tackle various serious and silly topics surrounding gaming as both an industry and a culture. Always a fun time. Recently, we've been focusing more on deep dives into the development of individual, very specific games. I helmed up an episode on Fallout 76, which was a great deal of fun, and Comrade Potato did the legwork on a phenomenally detailed episode presenting the story behind Crash Bandicoot's development, and with it a lot of very interesting technologies that would go on to be used by devs for the rest of that console generation and the following. It's a very, very fascinating tale, I think, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. That YouTube channel, linked in the chat, is also your one-stop shop for both stream VODs from myself, Seth, and Potato, and a side project, Overanalyzing Creepypasta, where we read, riff on, and suggest improvements to the very worst short-form horror fiction the internet has to offer. Though we may branch out into other kinds of fan fiction before too long. Exit, do you have anything to plug? Our dear friend and moderator Exit Dust, who is also with us tonight.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, I'm also here, so just
okay.
He wants to plug himself.
I just want to, hello, my name is Exit Dust, good to meet you. That's it, I'm done. I don't stream.
Short and sweet.
But you can hear Exit frequently on all of our streams.
Yeah.
I try to moderate as much as I can. And be a good friend in your streams.
Which you are. We really appreciate having you along for these. So now it's time for a very cool, very spacious platforming course. So, do you remember, toward the end of Sly 2, we entered the lumber mill that had, no real discernible function to most of its machinery? Look at this mining operation! How the shit does any of this work?
Don't ask how it works, just profit.
No, look, I am willing to suspend my disbelief and say, okay, these very oddly placed drills probably serve the purpose of mining through rock formations somewhere in here. But, like, since there's no rock anywhere in their reach at present, why are they still on? Ipsy says Exit does amazing commentary and is great. Yep.
Tourists?
Luna says Pika Pika.
Oh god. No, Chef! Don't.
So to get some of the gurus... Some of the gurus' gear, we're going to have to go spelunking around a couple different cave systems with a couple different characters. Sly, of course, is going to use all of his platforming abilities to get past his cave, and Murray is going to do what he does best to navigate his.
I'm not into tearing up the environment or anything, but these caves are rich with opals. I can see why these miners are so driven.
Ah. So the caves
why
are...
Why did you talk about Kingdom of Amalur, by the way?
Oh.
I missed that. You asked me about Kingdom, if I played Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yes.
What did you want to know?
No, sorry. I was, because I know that I and Seth have also played it, I said that this is going to be as close to Amalur as we're going to get, because we're going to spend most of this chapter in caves.
Oh, like that, okay. I did not play the remake, though. I only played the original.
The remake's pretty good, pretty faithful, adds a little bit of content. It's worth it, I would say, if you've not played the original. Alright, time to crack another save.
I think I bought Kingdoms of Amalur, like the original, for 10 kuna, which is Euro 20 or something. Physical copy in a store, because at that point the company already went bankrupt, so...
Time to take you back to your rightful owner.
And yeah, Luna's got
Euro
it.
20, it was worth it.
Smarter than they look. They booby-trapped the moonstone. Looks like a light-sensitive detonator. If I could get it outside and into the sunlight...
No, it definitely wasn't that bad. I wouldn't pay full price for sure, but I think it's worth like 10 to 15 euros, I would say.
Maybe.
So we got a piece of the Guru's mystical equipment that he's going to need to, well, be an effective ally in our quest for the Cooper Vault. But the miners inexplicably rigged a bomb to it.
Of course.
But
you do? Yeah.
The bomb uses a very sensitive detonator that will malfunction if exposed to direct sunlight, so we just have to get the hell out of the mine as quickly as possible, meaning time for even more frantic platforming. Aye.
Hey, this is what you signed up for, man.
But as you could see in the lower right-hand corner, the time limit for that objective is very generous.
Oh, yeah, it's still a kid's game. I mean, it was aimed for kids, right?
I want to say Sly 3 got like an E10, so I would say, maybe less at this point a kid's game, starting with Sly 2, and more of what we would consider a general audience game. Think like Psychonauts.
Alright.
Like, suitable for a broad audience, but maybe not deliberately intended in its difficulty, themes, all of that specifically for a child audience. Oddly enough, the original Conquer game very much was a child's game. No, the first one.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah, Conquer starred in, I want to say, a Game Boy, action platformer or what have you, as just a very, very standard, adorable, cute little squirrel protagonist. Then he got really drunk, I guess.
Then the crack pipe happened.
I think that might be the worst thing that any of us have played on stream since I started, or began my affiliation with this network. Well, no, because, like, the worst thing you could say about Avengers, for instance, or, or Immortal Unchained is the gameplay was really rough. Like, it was not a pleasant experience in your hands. Conquer was, and I use this in the most sincere meaning of the word, legitimately, like, morally offensive to me. Like,
yes.
Like, this made me feel bad for having any kind of knowledge of it.
Yikes.
I would say it would be like if South Park made a game, but no, somehow those idiots make slightly better games.
Yeah, the South Park games have them.
I mean, again, a lot of the humor, while not as bad as Conker's, a little mean-spirited and a little much for my personal taste. Yeah, the games themselves are just fine.
Yeah, from a gameplay standpoint, you mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, so what is... What happened, sorry?
No, I just wanted to say, we need to... that we need to make a Rareware episode.
We do. Oh my god, we do. But that also means we need to find someone, or we ourselves need to play some of their non-platformer titles that were released in the early 2000s.
What?
I think that I have a friend that is a big fan of Rare, as in he played a lot of their titles, like all of them. So I'll see if I might talk him into.
There you go.
Okay.
What kind of games are we talking about?
Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me wait until I enter the cutscene to enter the mine really quickly. And I misspoke. Sly's going to be venturing through 2 mines. Okay. Rare. Where? Or just Rare now. Rare Limited. They produced, hold on, or they developed rather. Late 90s come on. Perfect Dark.
Oh, yes.
They released Star Fox Adventures. I've played that one. It's not very good. Grabbed by the Ghoulies for Xbox, which actually is not half bad. They released a game called It's Mr. Pants, which, okay. They made Cameo Elements of Power, the Viva Pinata game for 360 that people apparently loved. What else? They made the original Killer Instinct. Huh.
Apparently GoldenEye is Rare game.
Yeah, it is. Holy shit.
Interesting.
What else? What's the other one I was looking for?
Battletoads?
No, even though, of course, they did that. Why wouldn't they? Donkey Kong Country? No, we knew they did all those. Jet Force Gemini!
Never heard of any of these games.
A lot of them were like hits for that original, or the original generation in which they were released that were just kind of forgotten about subsequently. Somehow Conker is the one with the most staying power. Or, well, no, Banjo first, obviously, but... So this is just a slightly more involved, more difficult platforming course, but nothing too bad. Hey, while we're just swinging along, chat, tell me what you think. How, based on what we've seen so far, how would you say Sly 3's gameplay and overall structure stacks up against the second game? For many reasons, I think it's just a little bit better than the second, which was a very good game, so that's a pretty high bar to clear. But I'd like to know what you think. How do you guys feel? And I'd love to know the opinions of anybody who've played through these before.
Well, I told you the last time when you stopped playing that the cell shading and the graphics were the animations were a lot better.
Definitely.
Especially with the brighter colors and the better outline of the characters and stuff. I really do like that.
Definitely.
Me as well.
But I'm very curious to see what chat has to say, especially FC2, because you always have an opinion.
So yeah, we got the Guru's staff, which at this point is just a stick, and they've strapped a bomb to it too. Something is very, very wrong with these miners.
Yeah, they strap bombs to everything.
Oh shoot!
Sandwich? There's a bomb on it.
They actually managed to kill us. Yikes. What's the best way to deal with this normally? The dingoes with the whips, it's actually really tricky. Because compared to your average guard, they have a pretty healthy distance to their basic attack. MC says, I noticed the gameplay iteration and the graphics iteration. Yeah, and I will say,
of course.
As you'll see, the new characters we get to play as, or as you've already seen with Carmelita, generally control really well and have a novel approach to their gameplay.
They bring some really good stuff to the table as gameplay. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure good, but I believe it.
Trust me, it's better than the way Spyro 3 handles that stuff. Oh, yikes. I mean, it would be hard to handle it significantly worse than Spyro 3 did in regards to that poor Yeti, but that's neither here nor there. MC says, it's at the limit of failing as a game, because generally at this point games go too far. This one didn't. Yeah. And you'll see the other new gameplay styles are a lot of fun. Gurus is probably my least favorite, but it's still a really nice change of pace. So next up, it's time for Murray to go spelunking to open a path that he and Bentley can use to access the Guru's stockade. And we'll probably make it to the very beginning of the Dutch chapter by the end of today's stream. We'll run a little bit longer than usual.
The Dutch chapter?
Yeah, we're going to the Netherlands. I believe it's the Netherlands for the third chapter. It's been a long time, but I'm fairly certain it's the Netherlands. I think referred to almost exclusively as Holland in-game.
I'm looking up right now. Episodes.
Should be episode 3, Flight of Fancy.
Yeah, Flight of Fancy. It is called, and it's set in Kinderdijk.
Yeah,
which is a place I've never heard of.
Many of these are fictional locales within real countries.
All right.
So Kinderdijk does exist, but as a place, like
a census-designated place that is not like a city or a town. It's like a district or something.
Yeah, it's a district of Rotterdam.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, I promise you it looks nothing like the actual, like the genuine article. MC says, so it's just straight improvement without trying to be fresh or pushing too much content. Yeah, refinement, I would say. Oh, speaking of refinement, let me show you how Murray pickpockets guards. Once you have one picked up, just hammer the circle button to literally shake them down. It's great. And then...
awesome.
Oh, Murray's the best. Murray for Smash.
I was going to give Murray his own game.
Murray needs to be the last Smash character.
Well, no, the last Smash character obviously needs to be Waluigi. Because, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Give us this!
We haven't asked you anything, Nintendo. Just give us Waluigi.
We never asked you for anything.
Exactly.
And you've never listened on those occasions when people have, so... do us a solid.
I know you're a little nervous to see your teacher again, but he's requested that you and I pay him a visit individually.
If it wasn't for the Guru, I wouldn't be the Murray you see before you today. I'm just not too sure he'll be pleased with my progress as a mystic.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so Murray isn't much of a mystic. He achieves enlightenment through his fists, but still.
I mean, he makes the other people see the light.
That's true.
Temper and got in a fight with Octavio.
So he's going to have to smash his way through probably the most heavily defended of the caves.
Head into this cave. It'll take you right up to it.
Okay, Bentley. Caves ahoy!
After this, we have one more mission, and then it's bar time. Murray's roundhouse kick is still just as powerful as ever. Ooh, hold on. That flashlight guard has a treasure. Not for long, of course. Gold pen! Nice.
Oh my goodness.
What, sir?
I'm just reading up on the mission from that episode 3.
Oh, don't spoil too much for yourself.
No, I probably won't be able to watch it because I'm going to bed soon. But I was just thinking of okay, so Kinderdijk, and it's gonna be something with flying. So there's no airport near
right?
Wow.
But what they went over to, because I'm looking at the locations, and the first one is Black Baron's Castle.
Yep.
So Black Baron is a bit of a problem here.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Black Baron was Mikhail Wittmann, a German from the 1940-1944, who was the German Waffen SS tank commander during the Second World War.
Yeah, well, not in the game, though, because the chapter villain is the Black Baron, an entirely separate character. But still, you're right.
Unfortunate name.
Very problematic. I did not know that. Thank you, Exit, for letting me know. I thought, well, in-universe it's meant to be like a take on the Red Baron, right? The World War I era German flying ace. Okay.
And then you were shitting
No. Imperial German. But the fourth game is the one with a really problematic villain.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. But, well, because none of these characters themselves, the way they're depicted, their personalities, any of that is a problem, really. Except maybe the way the Panda King's voice actor elected to read his lines in the first game. No, because his lines were written in completely correct English, as far as I'm aware, based on subtitles. But his actor decided to speak in slightly stilted, broken English for the only Chinese character in the game, which is really... Yeah.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah. Second game had no real problematic stuff, aside from the fact that the Czech Republic was made into a gothic horror inspired location for whatever reason. But no, it's the fourth game where we're going to have to sit down as, like, streamer, commentators, and audience and unpack some really uncomfortable stuff, done totally unintentionally. But, oh no! The Black Baron, oh no.
The Black Baron, yep.
The Black Baron in this game is English.
I feel for Chef too, with the Croatian accent, and it was like, oh, she's from Transylvania.
What?
It's a media thing. I mean, every time something Eastern Europe thing happens, either it's the KGB or it's Transylvania. So it's always something like that. The same goes for us when they're like, oh, Holland, drugs.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So where your brain went was Transylvania instead of KGB. Thank you.
And Transylvania.
Let me see. Eclipse says, all my friends are singing as Toad. My ears are dying.
Yeah, you might want to cut them off.
Oh,
I mean, your ears, not your friends.
So our main mechanic here is Murray using his aboriginal ball form. Yes, that's what they really call it. And, by the way, just in case people don't know, as far as I'm aware, it's considered generally insulting or demeaning to use the term like Aborigine to refer to Indigenous Australians.
Yes, very much.
They prefer, either the communities prefer, I hear it both ways, Indigenous Australian, simply Australian, or Aboriginal Australian peoples. And that last one's kind of chancy.
It's kind of like with the Native Americans, right? They are quite often in public called Indians, and they're like, no.
Actually, depends on the community. According to my boss, who specializes in indigenous ethno-history, a lot of indigenous peoples will refer to themselves colloquially, never officially, as Indians. When discussing policy or things like that. So it goes back to one of the oldest, tactful, respectful elements of the human social toolkit. Refer to people as they would care to be referred to and thought of as. That simple. Be respectful. MC says Simply Australian sounds like some food brand you could find in a supermarket. No, you know what I mean, but...
Oh my god, MC, what the hell are you doing? You're making it worse!
Simply Australian.
Organic, farm-raised, 3-foot-long centipedes.
And that's
I thought you were gonna say organic, 3-foot-tall Australian.
Oh no, I thought you were going to say organic 3-foot-tall meat stick. Like, no!
And that's how we got banned from Twitch again.
Yep.
It's just a box containing a mixture of venomous snakes and spiders.
And of course, Potato returns exactly at the right point.
Yeah.
This is what he lives for. He just stays silent all the time.
Eclipse says Smooth Toad has descended. If only. So all we have to do is bounce on these 3 pistons to get them to the base of the device at roughly the same time. There we go.
And I still took you piston chumps to school.
I love that Murray talks trash to the Pistons. That's so good. MC says, speaking of, there's a Trump coffee brand. Oh god, I know. There are several, like, hard-right nationalist companies operating, quote, patriotic coffee houses around the US in response to what they perceive as, like, a liberal bias in, like, actual professionally made, like, chain coffees, which is just so stupid.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but I was watching the news about Pelosi denying access to 2 Republican GOP members to the 1-6 committee. Did you see that?
Well, I mean, frankly, at this point, who wouldn't, right?
I think it's pretty ballsy.
MC says, of course, the slogan is "Wake Up, America." Jesus Christ.
Wake up,
Wake up, America!
So, Jim Banks and Jim Jordan were rejected by Speaker Pelosi for the 1-6 Select Committee.
Well, right on. Good for her.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you cannot be in a committee and have to testify at the same time, I think.
Yep, generally that's right. So this is our first encounter with a mini-boss possessed by the Mask of Dark Earth. But Murray's not going to have to fear for its supernatural abilities, or the fact that it's grown the guard to 3 times its normal size. Murray's just going to do what he does best. He's going to throw the guard into the drills until the drills break.
Nice.
It's a very hands-on
Murder.
Alright, I'm gonna have to leave now.
Alright.
I wish you guys
Goodbye.
Take care.
And chat, behave.
Thank you so much for joining us, Exit.
Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
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 Oh wait, can we... No, I was about to say, it takes a lot of walloping to knock the guy down, but no! That's right, Murray can just grab guards who are aware of his presence by uppercutting them. That's nice. Okay, we don't have to incapacitate them first. Nice, nice, nice. Look at this! Look at this carnage! And we kill the guard, but the mask itself escapes.
Oh well.
Not like it matters, we've got a path to the guru now. Actually, friends, I think we may keep going until the bar mission, then call it for today, but this has been a wonderful stream, and I appreciate all y'all for turning out.
Hey, this is the first stream where you got offered somebody's meat stick.
Hopefully the last.
Mm-hmm.
I have returned, my master.
No, I'm sure it won't be the last.
I mean, you never know.
If need be, one of us will offer.
Feel free to offer your meat stick. My meat stick. My meat stick is off limits.
We're hoping you'd come along too. You'd love it in the gang. We have all kinds of fun. Miners, gyrocopters.
Depending on your perspective, the way the guru speaks might also be a little problematic. I'm not knowledgeable enough about representations to know whether or not this is meant to just be funny or has some unfortunate implications. I don't know. Sorry, sometimes I have to put my serious, responsible historian hat on. Oh! I love the name of Murray's next mission. Observe. Big truck. It's time for Murray to find a way to get...
I like big trucks and I cannot fly.
Ah, like a proper American citizen. Well, no, sorry, the truck has to be obscenely, unnecessarily large and harmful to the environment.
Exactly.
And it says, well, massive murder incoming. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Murray's about to get behind the wheel of a big truck, which will be his dear friend for the remainder of the chapter. Behold.
Nice.
They didn't clickbait us, that is in fact big truck. Oh, I see you, Minor Bar. We'll be coming for you real soon. But first things first, big truck. I'll let Bentley and the gang explain the gist of this mission.
Murray, let's motor out to Ayers Rock and scare away those mining dingoes. Your guru wants it purified.
Yeah, so we've got to scare the miners away from Ayers Rock, which they're currently excavating. And how do you think we're going to do that?
Miners?
Yeah, the villains here are this mining company that have set up shop in the
miners. I heard minors, and I was like, what?
Wow, Seth. That's all you think about. Get your mind out of the gutter.
So,
Get your miners out of the gutter.
How we're going to do this is by using a drill to frack the earth powerfully enough that tremors excite nests of giant scorpions. We're gonna collect a bunch of scorpions and unleash a couple dozen of them onto the miners in their workstation. Even though it looks like Big Truck could do the job itself, right? Luna says, "Behold, the murder mobile."
Okay, Bentley, you've got my interest. Though it looks like I may have to take care of a few guards if I'm going to get at those drill controls.
Defeat the guards and start the drill. Then Murray can begin phase 2 of my plan.
Alright, this should be nice and easy. And the drill is active. Time to gather some scorpions without overheating our truck's tires. But how is Murray going to catch the scorpions? Well, have a look at this.
Drive the giant scorpions in the area to the surface. If we can capture a bunch of red soldier scorpions, releasing them into Ayers Rock is sure to push out the miners.
Sounds like a job for the Murray. One question though. How do I capture scorpions with a truck?
The vehicle is equipped with a supercharged e-brake, which, if pulled when moving, will cause a forward flip.
Yeah, so we're going to have to effectively destroy the truck in order to trap scorpions in the nets on the back.
Bring on the scorpions!
Not so fast. The truck's tires will heat up quickly in this blazing hot sand. You'll have to cool them down by driving into the water or running over scorpions. Watch your heat meter to make sure they don't melt. And remember, we're only interested in the red soldier scorpions. The blue worker scorpions won't help us scare the miners off.
Yep, so we can only gather the red scorpions. Now, if our tires get a little too hot, hold on, let's see. There we go, that's how we gather scorpions around here. Or if we manage to land on one, that is. If our tires manage to get a little too hot, we can run over the blue scorpions to cool them just a bit in their viscera. Because again, Murray is the best at only one thing.
Hey there, Big Red.
Oh, it's only 20 scorpions. That's not as many as I recall. Come on, truck. There we go. Behold, big truck.
Here we go.
I am become Chevy, destroyer of worlds.
Yay, Chevy.
Kind of controls like a fat Mako from Mass Effect 1. Ooh, tires are getting hot. Gonna have to cool off. And for the time being, we've got all the time in the world to cool the tires off. No big deal for this first truck segment. Sorry, I'm a little rusty at its operation. Believe me when I tell you, it's just a little finicky. Come on. Yeah, this thing controls like other people describe the Mako doing. I never had a problem with the Mako myself, but... Oh, we're gonna have to drill deeper, which means also erasing that pool of water that we've been using to cool our tires. We're gonna have to use blues exclusively to do so. Whoa, that was a serious connection issue, but it looks like we're fine now. Just Sony servers having a little difficulty today. That's nothing massive, though. And the problems have corrected very swiftly. So now Sly's going to have to climb to the top of the apparatus to reach another control panel that we can use to cause the drill to go even deeper. Somehow, I guess the basic drill controls are at the bottom, but if you want to go overboard, you've got to climb the entire tower. Not entirely sure how that works, but there we go!
It's working. Wait a minute. It's draining the water around the tower. Murray, you'll have to rely on squishing scorpions to keep your tires cool from here on out.
No problem, Bentley. I totally got the hang of it now.
Yep, so to compensate for the lack of water, there's going to be far more blue scorpions on the field from here on out. There we go.
Here we go.
Are you still playing Unite, Seth?
Yes.
How's it going?
It's actually pretty fun, unfortunately, because I always had this thing against MOBAs, but this thing is fucking addicting.
That's how they get you.
Yup. I'm level 7, woohoo!
Next thing you know, you'll be making YouTube character guides for Dota. For shame.
Shame indeed.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, though. It's always nice when you find free games that are actually, you know, perfect fun to play right out of the box without spending a ton.
The only thing that I hate is that it's by Tencent, so... Yeah.
Oh, well, they make everything anymore, so... As long as it doesn't feel like a mobile game, you're good. Could be worse, it could be made by, like, King or Zynga.
True.
Though, if either of those companies made it, you would probably have to either wait a few days or pay between every attack.
Imagine, like, going into a battle, like, in a MOBA, and suddenly, having to wait. Like, having a loading screen and say, pay $4.99 if you want to attack now.
God, we might actually reach that point, eventually. Well, actually, probably not, given the fact that, amazingly, the AAA devs, or, sorry, publishers, not the devs, appear to be moving away from microtransaction-laden models in all of their releases, and just going insane with the ones they do include. Not sure if that's better, but it's different. So there we go, we're just gonna flood the mine with giant, man-eating scorpions. Murray outsourced the carnage this time. Thanks, big truck.
Rock. I mean, big bricks.
Big motherfucking rigs!
Okay, I just got some news from The Verge saying Sony's new PlayStation 5 Digital Edition in Japan is for some reason 2/3 of a pound lighter.
Huh.
I don't know how much 2/3 of a pound is, and if that is too much, like, if that is much, but I have no idea.
1 pound is about half a kilo, give or
Yeah.
take.
So, a bit less than a kilo then.
Yeah, but lighter compared to the non-Japanese digital edition?
To the non-Japanese, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe they're experimenting with some of those supply solutions they mentioned earlier in the year, and they're using the Japanese market as a testing ground.
But who had the idea to weigh them?
That's what you're worried
why?
about.
And why?
Well, Potato, there are actually scores of YouTube channels, blogs, websites that specialize in very, like, ridiculously, almost humorously detailed technical breakdowns of gaming and general tech hardware. It's probably one of those.
I refuse to accept that.
So I take it you don't want to record an entire episode of the podcast based around comparing the weights of each component of our PS4s.
Hey, I don't have a PS4. I'm still waiting for a PS5.
Well, then yours are 0.
Mine is 0, yeah. Don't even have to waste time weighing.
Wait, but there's another mission we can access already? Oh, yeah, wait, so before we get to the bar, we finally get to play as the Guru after breaking him out.
Nice.
And the Guru works very differently than what we're used to. It falls to Bentley to go break him out. Real quickly, since we haven't done this in a while. Let's just knock somebody out and pick their pocket. Because we're the heroes, you know.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Whatever floats your boat.
MC says, Seth, you talked about the Yakuza chat with Anime Man. Did you know he also interviewed the author of Redo of a Healer? Yakuza is scary, author is cringy.
Oh god, link it please, I have to see that.
Based on some of those prominent problematic tropes we've discussed before, I would imagine quite a few artists, not a majority, but a fair few in that world are a little unsettling.
Cringe.
Yeah.
I hate the word cringe, but yeah.
My friend and I spent like a good 10 minutes
Yeah.
like breaking down exactly how ridiculous this one character design from My Hero Academia was last night. It's very eye-opening. It was the girl that can use her platelets to create objects or things like that. So and of course, since most blood or most platelets are found near the breasts, she has to keep like most of her chest completely exposed at all times, along with most of her skin. And my friend showed me a few of her different outfits, including like a winter outfit that was the same exact thing with a cloak. Like, come the fuck on,
she
man.
Was chilly.
And a serious question I asked, because this is something I don't think enough people think of, right? Because gratuitous, pointlessly sexualized female character design is a major, like, pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Really ask yourself, in My Hero Academia, in No More Heroes, in whatever the medium is, whatever film, game, television series, when sexuality or titillation are not the principal aims of the work, right? When that is not what you're going for. Yes.
Sorry, I had to.
Do you really think, as a designer, as a creator, as an artist, that a significant amount of your audience would not engage with the work were the overt, oftentimes pandering, insulting, borderline offensive sexualization was not present in at all, or in the exact volume it is? I don't think there's many people who would not watch a show as well made as My Hero Academia or read the comics if it weren't for boobs. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what's also confusing to me? Like, she is not one of the main characters. Like, the main female character is Ochako, which looks like a small girl, and she's completely, buttoned up. So, what was the point of having, like, one of the supporting characters be so overly sexualized?
Well,
like,
apparently,
you don't see her all the time anyways.
Another one of the supporting characters who, inexplicably, as always in anime, is coded as wacky, positive, lovable comic relief is a massive pervert.
Yeah, true.
The guy whose hair looks like a bunch of grapes. That's something else I've never really understood, and it seems to be a manga and anime specific trope where, like, the pervert is not just like a heroic character usually, but they're also meant to be like wholesome and you like them for that.
Yeah, and they're always
really
look
uncomfortable.
like a creepy small man for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Bentley can now... Oh, hold on. I don't know if he could there. I believe he can. Plant bombs directly into enemies' back pockets while they're walking around.
Nice. He evolved his murdery ways.
MC says, the author's really, really cringe. I'll DM it to Seth or anyone asking. Oh, nice. Thank you.
Hail, O Guru of the Stone! Murray has purified Ayer's rock And now I humbly deliver your walking stick and moonstone. The time for escape has come.
Ooh la la.
Thank you, you're too kind. But tell me, how do you plan to escape?
Ooh la inza.
Gadzooks! You can transform yourself. Why, once you change shape...
Yep, so the guru can shapeshift.
Come inside and investigate.
Nice.
But only to disguise himself.
Too true. Wait, here comes a guard.
Oh, so something else pretty interesting about this game, another great attention to detail, is you remember how each of the main three characters has a totally unique binocucom layout?
Yep.
That applies to every other playable character save Carmelita. The Guru, for instance, doesn't even have a proper binocucom and uses his Moonstone to activate an ability quite analogous to Farsight. Let's see. To disguise ourselves, the Guru has no means of attack, by the way. He can do absolutely nothing on his own. Save. Transform.
Where'd he go?
But now that a guard's in his cell, as long as we're undetected, we can possess them. Observe! Now, while in control of a guard, you can press the square button to use one of their standard attacks, and you also cannot stop moving. Ever. Like, as long as Guru is in control of a character, they will keep running forward like they are on crack and looking like they are on crack. Look at this facial expression. Oh my god. Look at it. Look at it. Anyway, we're going to use this guy as a natural battering ram to break down the gate of the Guru's cell. Like that.
Nice.
So, again, the Guru is totally non-violent. He's not harming the guards, they're harming themselves. Oh, and his HUD has this beautiful, almost... What would you call that color, Seth? Almost like a lavender tone?
I'm colorblind, so I'm gonna call it blue.
Sorry, potato. Lavender-ish? Maybe lilac, almost?
Yeah, I'd say more like lilac.
MC says, the thing about anime, I've been asked to pick non-over-sexualized. I have a pretty decent non-mainstream collection, but the majority is neutral to that content. I would say not even neutral. At least, Seth, you watched a lot of anime, you can weigh in. The majority is implicitly approving of, like, ridiculous sexualization of women and female characters.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just... oh no, MC says the audience is kind of neutral. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I could see that.
That is the thing, like, I am very much against, of course, sexualization of women, and I'm speaking quite loudly about it when it comes to video games, but for some reason, when it comes to anime, I just don't... it's not that I don't mind it, it's just that I never saw it as big of a problem, I guess.
Huh.
For me, it's like, oh yeah, anime by default has women with big titties, you know?
It's something we're...
part of the problem, Seth.
Well, no, it's something then we're culturally trained to almost be blind to, then, like, that...
Kind of.
Like, the assumption is, as you said, oh, that's just how anime is. It feels out of place to us in a video game or a film or something like that, but that's... Anime is just big horny, right?
Big horny, yes.
And trust me, I really hate to sound like a humanities scholar because I generally really hate the condescending tone so many of them use. But if I'm just being real with you guys, isn't that, I don't know, maybe also kind of a problem then? If we get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, this is just how people are thought of and treated in this space, and that's, well, not good, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
My friend and I also had a protracted discussion about the bizarre rigidity of certain storytelling elements and tropes in anime, which I think is largely because in anime, unlike a lot of other popular art forms, especially like TV and all that, a lot, and I mean a lot of subgenres, are defined by a very specific gender and age demographic that they target. So it's totally fine for every shonen anime to have much the same plot, character archetypes, structure, and all of that with a different coat of paint because, well, all it has to do is run, 4 or 5 years, and most of its intended audience has graduated, so to speak, to a different genre. They don't need to keep selling to that audience. They'll have a new generation. NC says, I think it's because the idea of sexualization is not presented within the drawing. It's the same idea of women selling cars. It was normal, but nowadays it's pretty men selling cars.
Wait, really?
First off,
what?
No,
I'm buying
not in
cars
my
from wrong
experience.
places.
And secondly, not really. Like a lot, the way characters are treated in a lot of anime, even like shonen anime. Female characters, we've had this discussion before, I think. Just my stance is there is a problem of sexualization and objectification that is greater there than it is in a lot of other media. And I think that's pretty difficult to contest. Not saying that, there isn't a lot of stuff that doesn't have that problem in that space, but that the prevalence, the ubiquity of that problem within the medium is still greater than it is in a lot of others, and that's probably something that audiences and creators should and could do something about. It's like sexualization and women having a harder time getting a variety of roles or character tropes to apply to them in certain anime and manga stories, because a lot of those stories are so trope-heavy, right? They are so fond of playing the same stories through over and over again with different casts, if that makes sense. So the twin problems of objectification and agency are things that I'd really like to see a lot of people do and handle better in that space, I think. And that's something not with anime, but something that we talked about on the podcast before, right? So all we have to do here is run guards into these 4 drills. Nice and easy. The Guru himself, again, has no real combat ability, but guards make for very convenient battering rams. And there's a ton of them, so we've got our choice. The kangaroos don't have a standard attack, but we can use the dingoes' whips or shotguns while we're in control of them. We can't use them to destroy the targets the Guru has here, though, I don't believe. Or if we do, like that, the guard somehow dies by their whip getting destroyed.
Okay, I will be leaving you now, but before I do...
Yes, sir.
There's some news about the New World MMO by Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. It's allegedly breaking the RTX 3090 cards for some reason.
How?
Somehow due to apparently like too much frames per second on the menu screens or something like that.
On the
menu.
I'll link the article.
Too great an FPS in the menu. What?
Apparently it overloads the graphics cards and it just...
Yeah, the main menu has way too many options, you know?
The thing is, you have very little, actually, like, difficult to render stuff in the main menu.
Right.
So it's able to actually render more frames per second. If it's not capped, it will render as much as it can. So technically it will overload your card. Well, it will use as much of it as it can.
As much as it can, yeah.
Combined with what we heard about the game's early development, or actually all of its development, is it overly cynical of me to say I don't have the highest hopes for that game?
That's not
I don't... Yeah, I honestly don't know, because I've seen so many people fanboying over that game. It can really go either way.
So our goal here is very simple. Now we've just got to run miners into that power generator so we can disable one of their rock cutting trucks.
Anyways, I have to go now. Good night,
Alright,
guys.
thank you so much for joining us up. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
And in that case, we will be concluding the stream after this mission, since it seems like everybody's turning in for the night, as you should. It's nice and late. But I hope you will join me, well, no, hold on. Will I be here Sunday? Maybe not. Stay abreast of developments in Discord. I may go home to, begin work on the first draft of my thesis chapter on Sunday. So we'll see. But regardless, we will be back for more Sly 3 before you know it. really enjoying this playthrough, and I hope you guys are too. Just one more guard. And I don't know if this is not the Guru's last task. I think he has one more item to destroy. There we go. Or is that it? No, that is it. Okay. So we get to leave this off on our last, our second slideshow for the chapter.
The Guru has agreed to join our team, provided we can rid his homeland of the dingo miners and deal with the Mask of Dark Earth. A tall order, but we're up for it. First, we'll enlist the aid of some local wildlife to help thin out the miners' ranks. Murray will feed our foes to a local giant crocodile. With some luck, he'll take a liking to the taste of miners and chow down on them left and right. Second, we'll hit these guys where they live, or at least relax. If we can clear them out of this lemonade bar, it'll be a crippling blow to their morale. They'll be begging to go home. And finally, Sly will use some mining equipment to drill for radioactive oil deep beneath the dried lake bed. Trust me, it's the key to getting rid of the Mask of Dark Earth.
So, just to summarize what we'll be doing at the start of the next stream, we're going to be getting drunk and destroying that bar. Murray is going to be feeding miners to a giant crocodile live to give him an appetite for them. And we'll also be destroying more mining equipment out in the fields of the Outback to prime for a climactic showdown with the Mask of Dark Earth, which again, kind of sort of serves as the closest thing to an antagonist we have in this chapter. And then we'll be on to the Netherlands for one of my favorite chapters in the entire franchise. Before we go, MC says there's an interesting bit I'm thinking about. Mushoku Tensei is pretty much the first isekai, and it's hated because the main character is horny from childhood and a pretty awful person at times in a world that treats girls poorly. Yeah, I'd hate that. Thing is, it's supposed to make you acknowledge it's wrong and awful. It's a character arc to learn to treat others better. Okay, that is actually kind of interesting. Later isekai just took the base trope without the full context and why it's bad. Yeah, I kind of understand that the incredibly rapid and at times completely unoriginal development cycle of a lot of animes and mangas lead to very uncritical appropriations of narrative elements, character tropes, and things like that, so you just get things that are increasingly watered down over time. Somebody read the Cliff Notes, in short. He also says, yeah, it's a devolution of a very serious question. Okay, I can see that, I suppose. Thank you for sharing that. Alright, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed Sly 3. I know I've enjoyed streaming it for you. We will see you either this weekend or the next, once I return from my writing retreat, to carry on with Sly's adventure and hopefully clear the next couple of chapters. Believe me, friends, this game actually keeps getting better the deeper in we go. It gets better and better and better. And there's one entire side mode I've not even shown you yet. We're going to save until a little bit later on. I was joined by the ever-lovely broadcasting team of Seth the Overwitch, Comrade Potato, and Exit Dust. Please feel free to follow Seth and Potato at their channels. And join our Discord if you haven't yet to keep abreast of everything that we'll be getting up to here on Twitch. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye!